Bill Lieberman, and I am pinch hitting today for the chairman of the Turnpike, Sean Logan, who couldn't make it for the right reasons. He's doing a soccer tournament for his son, and this is probably fitting that that's the reason for today, because today we honor probably the ultimate family man, devoted husband, and devoted public servant, and devoted father. So it's nice to have you all here. There's a lot of people here that I'm not going to recognize just because there's too many, but I am going to take, as chairman of the day today, I'm going to take a moment to recognize just one or two people. First of all, I want to thank Bill Simpson and his, Jim Simpson and his group here for all the stuff they did for the Turnpike. He's our foreman out here, so thank you, and thank all the Turnpike employees for all the great work you do. We have 2,300 terrific employees at the Turnpike. It's, thank you. It's a great place to be, and it's an honor to be, thank you. It's an honor to be the vice chairman. So thank you, and thank you for the troopers who did all the traffic this morning. Our troopers are great, and even when they give us a ticket, they're great, so thank you. It's cold, and it's a little windy, but I did want to welcome everybody, and I also want to recognize my favorite coal baron, the great Dave Osakowicz from Puxatawny. David, I know you're here. It's good to have you. It's always good. When I see Dave Osakowicz in the audience, I know I'm in the right place. So let me begin by just thanking everybody for coming. I met Ron DeSalvo once when we did the last groundbreaking here, or I guess opening of the road. In 1994, one of his campaign slogans was, "We want to get this done. We want to get this part of the Mont Fayette done by the year 2000." Well, we missed it a little bit, but we got there, and it's a great thing for this area, and we want to do more. We're looking at the connectors, everybody knows. And, you know, Ron, we got to talk a little bit about it. He gave me a little bit of history when we had our opening. We had the governor there, the governor of West Virginia there, and told me a little bit about the history here. And we're committed to this area for the Turnpike, and we very much want to open up the valley as much as we can and open up these towns. So thank you all for coming. Thank you. Continue to support this because it's an important thing to do. We have some people who'd like to make a few remarks. And the first person is, do we have the honor guard first? Are they going to? Okay, I want to recognize the honor guard from American Legion Post 940, West Brownsville. Thank you for coming. I guess you guys are probably colder than I am. I'm really cold up here, so we'll get moving. I want to introduce Senator Pat Stefano, newly elected from Fayette, Somerset, and Westmoreland County. He'd like to make a few remarks.
Thank you, Bill. That was a wonderful introduction. And before we get started, I thought since we have the honor guard, let's, if you don't mind, we'll all stand and we'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Order.
Thank you.
Great dress.
As Vice Chairman Lieberman mentioned, I am Senator Pat Stefano. It's a pleasure for me to be here today, and what a wonderful crowd. I have to say I didn't ever get to meet Ron DeSalvo, but I can tell by the love, there was a huge love for him by all the people that are here today. I can only say it's amazing. Him being a veteran, it was wonderful to have the honor guard here today and the gentleman to honor Mr. DeSalvo. And also, being a fellow Rotarian, I can vouch for him as well, being a Rotarian, what the type of work that he was doing. But today I do want to take a moment just to celebrate his rich legacy that he left with us. The work he's done in our county and in our region. You know, as I mentioned, I didn't really know Ron, but this road shows him to be such a visionary that he fought for the Mon Fayette construction of this road and all the fruits of his labor here for Route 43 and all the benefits we have right here in Fayette County because of it. You know, for years, Fayette County was sarcastically said that when in Pittsburgh, you just can't get here from there. Well, today we gather to celebrate a road to make that so untrue. And he's one of the people that made that happen. When this project was under siege, he brought the decision makers face to face with the people of our area just to save this project. He saw the economic opportunity this road meant not only for his constituents from Luzerne Township as a supervisor, but for all the generations that would follow him. All the roads lead to somewhere, and the legacy that Ron DeSalvo left us in this road will continue to grow as this road expands. As you heard and are aware, the Turnpike has plans to expand the expressway further into Pittsburgh. And without that vision of people like Ron, who saw the incredible potential this road would have, these types of game-changing projects just wouldn't have occurred. And it's demonstrated by your wonderful turnout today. This road is only part of his legacy. His community involvement was immense, and his ultimate legacy is still being written as his children and grandchildren contribute to our society and make a mark on this world. So today, in this month of Thanksgiving, we give thanks to Ron and to Ron's vision for this road, and we're going to dedicate this exit in his memory so his contributions to our region and our region's infrastructure and economic health will never be forgotten. Thank you to Ron, to his family, and to everyone that's here today. I'm proud to be part of it. Thank you.
Senator, thanks very much. I want to introduce now a friend of mine for a long time, the state representative from this area, and a great public servant in her own right, Pam Snyder.
Thank you, Bill. Good morning, everyone. It is certainly an honor to be here, to stand here in the sunshine today as we honor a great man, Ron DeSalvo. I did know Ron DeSalvo, and he was quite a human being. There are 4 words that can describe him: faith, country, community, and family. He was a man of great faith. He served his country proudly in the United States Army. He served his community as a Township Supervisor for 18 years, a lifetime member of the Hiller Fire Department. He was a welder by trade, and he was a union activist. He epitomized everything this community is about. And he was a strong voice for this expressway to make sure that it stayed on everyone's radar screen. Some of you know I used to work for former Congressman Frank Mascara, and he was a strong proponent of this expressway. And I know he and Ron and all the members of FACO had their heads together many, many, many hours to ensure that this highway was built. We stand here today to honor him. And you know, I've been in public service my whole life. But the 4th word in that description of Ron that I gave you is family. And I hope when I'm gone, people will define me by the wife, the mother, and the grandmother I was. And I know the man that Ron was in his family life, to his wife, his 2 beautiful daughters, and the grandchildren. I know how his daughters feel about him. I know how much they miss him. I know the void that his death has left in their lives. So I want to thank Senator Stefano for advancing this legislation, or we would not be standing here today. And I will say to all of you, when you drive down this highway, think of Ron. Say a prayer for Ron and his family. And when you leave here today, let's all try to epitomize what Ron was in his life: faith, country, community, and family. God bless you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Pam. Our next speaker is a dear friend of Ron's and the solicitor for Fayette County Supervisors in Luzerne Township, pardon me, Jack Frizzell.
My pleasure and honor to be here, say a few words, since I am the designated representative of Luzerne Township. First, welcome to Luzerne Township on this beautiful day. I'm also here in my role as solicitor for the Fayette County Township Supervisors Association. There's a number of supervisors here. They are the foot soldiers in the betterment of our communities. Ron proudly served for 18 years here in Luzerne Township and was a proud member of that association. And it warms my heart on this cold day to see so many of his colleagues here to celebrate his memory and what he did. Ron was a person that dared to dream big dreams. Dreams for his township and his community. Dreams of a state correctional facility that now is a reality. Dreams of public sewage in many of the areas that didn't have sewage, that's now is a reality. And yes, most importantly, dreams of this modern highway to make it safer for his community to travel and to bring in economic development. But he wasn't just a dreamer, because just a dream, many people dream many things, but you have to be willing to fight to make that a reality. He had the fortitude to fight the big fights that was necessary to make this expressway a reality. He galvanized local support behind this project. He kept the pressure on state officials when there was wavering in their interest and their dedication to this project. And he stood by me when we had to go to federal court and fight a lawsuit brought by a misguided environmental group from Allegheny County that wanted to stop this project. He knew how to fight in addition to knowing how to dream. He was a difference maker. And I think that's one of the best things you can say about a person when you look back at their life. He made a difference. And therefore, it is very appropriate for us to honor him in the way we are doing so today. We're honoring him really for two reasons. One, looking backward to do what is right, to say, Ron, you did good. You were the local public official that had the most to do with this expressway becoming a reality, and he deserves that recognition. But the second reason is just as important. We're honoring him because we want his life and what he achieved to be an example for us in the present and going into the future, to dream the big dreams, to fight the big fights, and to tackle the ongoing problems that face our community. When people go by here and they think of Ron, we should think in terms of thanking him, but also being inspired by what he did to do our own thing, to dream our own big dreams, to fight the fights, and to make a difference for our communities, our families, and our futures. Thank you very much.
Jack, thank you very much. It's quite a testimony to a wonderful man's life's work. I want to introduce now a former commissioner, now Commissioner-elect Vincent Visites, to talk about Ron and Ron's. Vince has been a friend of Ron, was a friend of Ron's for many years. Commissioner?
Thank you very much. It's an honor to stand here today. I know Ron DeSalvo is looking down, smiling right now. He's smiling and he's saying, a good job, well done. He was a team player, Ron. He worked with everybody to achieve the goals of Luzerne Township and the goals of Fayette County and what would help Fayette County move ahead and be prosperous. He knew the impact of the expressway and what it would do to the future of Luzerne Township. He knew the impact of the expressway and what it would do for the future of Fayette County. And he focused on that goal. I remember meeting Ron back in 1989. I was a recycling coordinator for Fayette County, and I had a wagon out at his township, and he came up to me and he said, you know, you got to get behind this expressway. This was 6 years before I was elected county commissioner, but he was a consensus builder. He brought people together for a cause that he felt was noble and the most important for Fayette County, and it was. And this got completed. There were bumps along the way, but when the bumps happened, he was there with his expressway completion organization, many of them in the crowd here today. I see many that worked alongside Ron, hand in hand, to try to get this thing back on track. When there was a section that they were thinking about not building, he was right there at the Holiday Inn, fighting that fight to make sure this stayed on track, and it stayed on track. So he was a person that cared about the big picture and understood, you know, what this could bring. And here, we're here today to honor him and thank him for what he did. But he would say this was a team effort, and we did it together. I know that he would. The expressway is what's going to give Fayette County a bright future. It'll keep our young people here, hopefully. It'll make their futures brighter. Ron cared about that because he was a person that cared about family. Ron's a U.S. veteran, and he was very proud of that. He was dedicated to veterans' causes in his township and his local veterans post in West Brownsville. But he was not afraid to get involved in issues that were challenging and controversial. Not only did he help with the expressway, but he helped with many other things in his township. He really worked hard to bring the state correctional facility to Luzerne Township. He was the point person for that on a local level, and he took a lot of heat, but guess what? Created hundreds and hundreds of jobs that people are working in to this very day. Because of his efforts in all these difficult things, we're here to honor him because he deserves this honor, and his hard work and effort is very deserving today. Congratulations to his family. Congratulations, Ron. Thank you.
I do want to introduce Vanessa DeSalvo Getz, who is obviously, as you know, Ron's daughter. Ron's other daughter is here today, Dominique, and Nancy. I thought that was your sister. Is that your? Oh my God! I just thought there was a third sister I missed. I didn't realize that. I'm glad you pointed it out to me. So, as a father of a daughter myself, there's nothing like having a daughter, and nobody is more exemplary than that than Vanessa. I am meeting Dominique for the first time, and I'm sure it's the same, but Vanessa talks about her father and her family all the time. So we have no better person than to represent Ron DeSalvo's life than his loving daughter, Vanessa.
Thank you, Vice Chairman Lieberman, and distinguished members of our program. I'd like to thank everyone here today for this dedication of Exit 26. This is a very special day for my family because it is an extraordinary honor for my dad, Ron DeSalvo. He was a lifelong resident of the Mon Valley, a wonderful man, and a dedicated community servant, a tireless public servant. He always said, "My duty as a public servant is to help people solve their problems." For most of his 18 years in office as a Luzerne Township Supervisor and Roadmaster, it was no secret that one of Dad's highest priorities was to push for the completion of the southern corridor of the Fayette Expressway. My father fought for this project because he knew the future impact it would have for the residents of Fayette County. He always said he was going to put Luzerne Township on the map. And fittingly, Luzerne Township and the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania honors his service by putting his name on the map forever. Proud of the fact that he always maintained transparent and professional working relationships with our local, state, and federal officials, as well as his local township supervisors, he once said, "If this expressway is built, we will have a direct link to Pittsburgh, which presents tremendous economic development job opportunities for our workforce, and more importantly, our children. This is our road to the future." These relationships help pave the way for the eventual approval of the project. Under his leadership, efforts to have the Fayette Expressway completed, including the section that runs right here through Luzerne Township, became a reality. The project was extremely important to him because he understood the need for progress, because he loved Fayette County and the people living here and wanted to give them better access and more opportunities for growth. He knew that this in turn would allow for other opportunities to flow downstream in our beautiful southwestern counties. He had the foresight to take the lead, and we are so proud and honored to have his legacy memorialized in naming Exit 26 the Ronald F. DeSalvo Memorial Interchange. I would like to personally thank State Senator Pat Stefano for sponsoring the legislation, State Representative Pam Snyder, State Representative Pete Daly, members of the House and Senate, Governor Tom Wolf, Chairman of the Pennsylvania Turnpike Commission, Sean Logan, Vice Chairman of the Pennsylvania Turnpike Commission, and our MC today, and my dear friend, Bill Lieberman, and the exceptional Pennsylvania Turnpike staff, the Fayette County Township Supervisors Association, Wharton Township Supervisor Jim Means, Manellan Township Supervisor Robert Tweedy Yatsko, Perry Township Supervisor A.J. Bonney, Luzerne Township Solicitor Jack Purcell, Fayette County Commissioner-elect Vince Vacides, West Brownsville American Legion Post 940, Brownsville Borough Northside Fire Department, Brownsville Sons of Italy, the Pennsylvania State Police, the Mon Valley Progress Council, and committee members of the Fayette Expressway Completion Organization, FACO, who collectively helped make this all possible today. And a special thank you to the late U.S. Congressman Frank Mascara and to Dad's good friend and sidekick, the late Jim Marzullo. On behalf of my mother Nancy and my sister Dominique, I would like to thank all of you for coming here today.
Before I ask the American Legion Post to formally dedicate this, I just want to say that following this, Mrs. DeSalvo is graciously hosting all of us at a luncheon at the Pencraft Community Center. So when we're finished, we would love all of you to come and join us in celebration of not this exit, but of Ron DeSalvo's life. So thank you very much. Jimmy, Jim. Jim. How about help yourself? Two middle ones. Two middle ones. You pull the middle ones. Two middle ones, man. Look, pull the middle ones.
Okay. Ready?
Forward. Arm. Prepare to fire.
I knew it was.
Fire. Fire. Aim. Fire. Order. Arm.
Thank you all very much, and we hope to see you at the Pencraft Community Center. Thank you for coming.
Okay.